You vacated the IBF super featherweight title while your wife was battling leukemia. Between 2007 and 2010, she went into remission and then relapsed 3 times during that period. You cut back your training over that 3-year period. You turned down 3 major championship fights. Your wife ultimately found a bone marrow match and had the transplant. What did you do every day during her struggle with leukemia, and what was that time like for you?
As far as every day, just praying hard, praying that she gets healthy. Being by her side, supporting her. That's why I had to step away from boxing because, all my time and effort had to go towards her getting healthy, making sure that she's got everything, making sure that she's feeling good, making sure that I'm keeping her, her spirits up.
Were you directly involved in her care as well?
Oh, definitely. I was her caretaker. That's why I stepped away from boxing. I would have to do it all. I would give her shots. I would make sure that she gets to chemo. I'd make sure she's doing everything right. I would cook her food, make sure everything's pasteurized for her. And there's just so much involved as a caretaker. There was no time for boxing. So, I would still go to the gym time to time because, you want to let out your frustrations and just your hurting. So I would just go in the gym and just let it all out in the gym and then come back, clear-minded, and then start trucking with her again.
What are the things that people don't know about when you are put into a situation where you become the caretaker?
They don't realize how tough it is, just caring for somebody, being there mentally and emotionally, especially somebody you love. It's draining and, it's heartbreaking to see a loved one just in pain or sick, vomiting, or just taking these huge doses of chemo and just draining their body. It's a tough situation to stay mentally strong and to be there for them and at the same time take care of the rest of the family. We had 2 children and making sure they have everything. It's just very, very tough. And
did you have people that told you, what are you doing? You need to be out there boxing, making money for your family. You're going to be knocked off your game. You're never going to be able to come back. Why don't you hire someone else to take care of her, check on her from time to time, but stay in the game of boxing? And if you did have people that told you that, why didn't you?
I had a lot of people tell me, you should hire somebody, stick to. I go, you know what? Family's more important. I look at boxing, it's what I do, it's not who I am. It was a tough situation where, the game of boxing is rough. The game of boxing is rough where you can pull out of a fight, a big Showtime fight or a big HBO fight, and the next time you go, hey, I want to fight again, you will not be on TV. They'll just put you on a regular card where you're making probably 10 times less than what you would have made on the TV network. So, the game of boxing is just up and down. You can be here, next minute you don't perform well, you lose, you could be all the way back to the bottom of the barrel.
Why didn't that happen with you?
I just have a lot of faith in God. When I came back, I did start back at the bottom again. I had a fight, didn't really make hardly any money.
Was there any hostility from promoters and things that said, hey, you stepped away, we don't know?
No, they were excited to have me back. At the same time, it's like, well, we're going to put you here to get you, the ring rust off and get you back into the game, and then we'll work our way back up. So, when you don't have that choice, hey, you're going to take what's going to come your way.
And it is so much about your brand. Your brand can lose that luster that makes people want to fight you.
Oh, definitely. Out of sight, out of mind. And that's what happens in boxing.
That had to be a tough time for you financially because you weren't fighting. Do you feel currently that you're set financially for your future, or do you feel like you have several more fights that you have to do before you can feel really good about being able to provide for your family once you retire?
Oh, definitely. I got a few more fights I got to, under my belt to make sure that I'm financially set up and secure. It's one of those things where, there's so much of your purse just going out. I mean, you got management, you got trainers, you got cutmen, you got, you know, then you got the hospital bills from my wife. So, I mean, there's so much stuff right now that is going out where, you know, long term, you look at what's left, you know, it's not going to sustain you. So you got to keep on going until you're, you know, at the right moment. A lot of people don't realize how hard it is to get there, and you know, when they do get there, you know, it's nice. It's nice, and you just got to know how to handle it, and remember how hard it took you to get there and how much money it took to get there. Now that they got their commission all together, you know, there's a lot more rules. Like before, they used to headbutt and elbow and stuff like that. Now, you know, it's more, they're bringing it more down to, you know, where it's not so violent.